Back on TYT Sports with the Professor of Hoops, Andre Snelling, and Jason Rubin here to break down some more what-if scenarios in NBA history. So we started last week. We did a couple. We did KD being drafted first overall by the Blazers. We've done, Andre, what was the other one we did? We did two. We did KD. We did
the LeBron and Kobe.
LeBron and Kobe also, which was, two great what-ifs. People seem to really like it in the comment section below, and they left us even more. One of the most frequented comments was, what if the CP3 to the Lakers deal happened and basketball reasons never got in the way? So if you remember back in 2011, David Stern vetoed, commissioner at the time, for basketball reasons, Chris Paul going to the Los Angeles Lakers. Would have sent Pau Gasol elsewhere. It would have sent ripples through the NBA because you would have had a backcourt of Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul, which could have been very, very deadly, obviously. Instead, we all know what happened. Basketball reasons stopped it. Chris Paul eventually goes to the Los Angeles Clippers, teams up with Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. Their big three becomes a big three. So, Andre, if Chris Paul was traded to the Lakers, what does this landscape of the NBA look like right now?
So, yeah, the trade went through in 2011. Kobe had kind of lost a little bit off his fastball. He wasn't, from 08 to 2010, he was about as good as Kobe has ever seen him be. But by 2011, he was kind of not at his peak anymore. So I don't know if he and Paul would have been enough by themselves to kind of wreck everyone's lives in the West.
Right.
Especially with Pau Gasol gone. It would have been really relying on, Lamar Odom or other players to really be able to step up. They'd have been an interesting team, though. And maybe they would have been able to stay relevant a little bit longer because really after 2010, the current iteration of the Lakers went off the map.
Right, and to me, one of the interesting things would have been, and again, I always take these what-ifs in the very hypothetical tense and I put it in my own universe of laws, right, and I accept those. For example, and what I mean by that is, if Chris Paul was traded to the Lakers, yes, many other things would have happened in the NBA. But what I do is I just leave it at that. Chris Paul's on the Lakers with Kobe Bryant, and everything else that happens has happened. So it's Chris and Kobe Bryant, right? And Kobe Bryant's Achilles goes to poop. It's done. Then it's just Chris Paul in the backcourt with, I guess, eventually a Jordan Clarkson, which isn't too bad. But it's Chris Paul pretty much in an identical scenario to New Orleans. I mean, at least it's sunnier in Los Angeles for CP3. But my feeling would have been, if Chris Paul was traded to the Lakers and Kobe did go through these injuries and didn't play, I think Chris Paul is traded or is gone from that team somewhere between 2013 and 2016. I don't think he's playing on the Lakers. Maybe he makes a jump eventually to the Clippers anyway, or maybe he goes to the New York Knicks, which he said he was going to do a week before he went to the Clippers. Just saying. Still a little bit bitter about that. A little bit bitter.
A little bit. Or honestly, maybe it goes the other way because you remember there was a push that maybe the Lakers should amnesty Kobe.
Right. That's right.
And you remember, and then make a run at like a bigger name free agent. And at the time, it was like, well, no, Kobe is the Lakers. And then he ended up getting that ridiculous contract even after that.
$40 million contract.
But, if Chris Paul is there to be the team superstar and LeBron is coming up on a free agency period.
Right.
Do the Lakers say maybe we do amnesty Kobe between being LA and having Chris Paul here? We have the chips to really be able to pull in another blue chip guy and make another run for it. Maybe instead of in the lottery last year, they could have been at least where the Clippers were last year if they were able to get that second guy.
So the official trade, if that went through, would have been the Lakers and Hornets had agreed on a deal that would send Paul to Los Angeles, Pau Gasol to Houston, and Martin, Louis Scola, Lamar Odom, Goran Dragic, and a first-round pick to New Orleans. New Orleans actually made out pretty okay with that. But David Stern vetoed the trade by the Hornets, which the league owned at the time. So we mentioned Lamar Odom. He wouldn't have even been on the Lakers. And in addition to that, the Rockets would have looked pretty, Goran Dragic and Kevin Martin at that time was shooting pretty well, and Lamar Odom, and, it's not too bad.
No, the Rockets, I remember, them getting Pau Gasol at the time of the trade, I was kind of feeling like that might be the bigger move.
Right.
I didn't think that Kobe and Paul would work well. Both of them
are ball dominant for their respective positions. And I didn't know how that would work, even not knowing that Kobe was going to blow out his Achilles. But I know Daryl Morey had been fiending for an analytic star, and Pau Gasol is a really good player. So at the time, I was curious to see what Houston could do with him, and especially if Pau Gasol's there and then James Harden ends up there, that would have made some interesting noise out west.
It definitely would have. And then Dwight Howard would have joined, and T-Mac would have came out of retirement. And it would have been an unbelievable time to be a Houston
finally
Rockets.
got out the first round.
And they finally got out the first. Too good. So there it is, another what if for you guys. What if Chris Paul was traded to the Lakers? What if basketball reasons wasn't the most vague? It's like what a girlfriend tells you when she's trying to keep something from you. I can't go out. I have basketball reasons.
Yes.
Regardless.
It's not you, it's me.
It's not. It's the classic. It's not you, it's me. Leave your comments in the comment section below with more what-if scenarios in NBA history you'd like to see us discuss and break down. What would have been the outcome for the Lakers, the Rockets, and the New Orleans, Charlotte, New Orleans, Bobcat, Hornets, and whatever they are at this point. Make sure to subscribe to TYT Sports, favorite this video, head over to RotoWire, check out Andre Snelling's over there at Professor DRZ on Twitter, check out the Hoops Lab, check out TYT Sports on Twitter. All the good stuff is in the description box below. We'll see you next time.